Today, we will scrape LinkedIn jobs with the new version of Octoparse. The best thing about that is that you can scrape this data for different uses. You can scrape jobs if you are looking for a job, obviously, to get a perfect overview of what is the best deal for you. You can scrape jobs if you work in human resources, because this is the easiest way for you to monitor your competitors. Or you can even scrape jobs if you own a job board website. If you didn't download Octoparse yet, you can do it by clicking on the link in the info box. It's free. My name is François and welcome to this new tutorial. Today we are looking for accountants in Washington DC. To start a new task with Octoparse, as usual, we need to copy and we paste our URL. This website is a bit specific because it applies what we call the infinite scrolling technique coupled with a show more button technique. What does that mean? It means that in order to have access to more content, in order to load more reviews, we have to do two things. We need to scroll down to the bottom of the page and then to click on a show more button. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 6 times. In other words, we need to tell Octoparse to scroll down the page 6 times and then to click on the See More Jobs button. To do that, I go to Options, scroll down the page after it is loaded, to the bottom of the page with a waiting time of 3 seconds, and as we have said, we will scroll down the page 6 times. Once it is done, we can extract our data, but this time we won't do it manually, we will keep things as simple as possible. I turn off the browse mode and I click on Auto Detect Web Page Data. And as its name suggests, it will scrape the page automatically. You just need to wait. Now we have handled the infinite scrolling technique issue, but we didn't deal with the load more button problem yet. So here is how we will proceed. We will uncheck the box Add a page scroll. It makes sense because we have already told Octoparse to scroll down the page 6 times, so there is no need to do it one more time. But we need to click on the Load More button. And I invite you to scroll down to the bottom of the page, to click on Edit, to select See More Jobs, and we will click on the See More Jobs button 100 times, confirm. Then I scroll down the page once again and I need to check whether everything is okay, whether everything works. So I click on check. And as we can see, the See More Jobs button has been selected. Then I click on create workflow. The following steps, the remaining part of the video, is only for people who want to extract other information, such as the job description, the employment type, the job function, and so on. Option 2, if you have scraped all the information you want, you can stop here. You just need to check your file a little bit and to save your task and to run your task. So if you want to have access to other information, we need to click on each job link. I click on links to scrape the linked page, and I'm going to select best card for link simply because the best card for link represents the job links. I click on confirm. Okay, listen to me carefully because this part is a bit tricky. If you check the options, we can see that we check open in new tab. Usually it works, but in some scenarios, you may need to uncheck Open in a new tab and to click on Load with AJAX, with an AJAX timeout of, let's say, 10 seconds. That might be enough. I cannot tell which one will work for you. You just have to try out and to find out. Okay, let me explain this further. When you scrape LinkedIn jobs, you tend to have two different layouts that randomly show up. Fortunately, there might be a way for you to distinguish one from the other. What happens when you click on Open in a new tab? Well, everything makes sense because it's the very same thing as we usually do. We do right click and we click on Open Link in a new tab. And finally, we only have got the detail page. And this URL, the current URL, is different from the previous one. Now what happens when you click on Load with AJAX? You click on Load with AJAX when you click on each element on the list. So you've got both the list and the detail page on the very same page, basically. And the URL is pretty much the same no matter of which element you are clicking on. If you want to know more about this, we have put a tutorial link in the info box. Anyway, let's come back to our tutorial. You may be eager to select other information to script, but I will come back to the first extract data step just a minute, because I think that could be helpful to check our file a little bit. For instance, this column is the title, so I need it, but I personally don't need the image. I don't care, so I delete the file. I'm going to rename this file by URL, and the date, I want to get the real publishing date. I click on More, Customize Fields, Extract Attribute and Datetime. And now we've got the real publishing date. Now we can come back to the detail page. And I want to extract first the job description, obviously. That's really simple, just like this. And I want to get 4 things. I want to get the seniority level, the employment type, the job function, and the industries. But as you can see, if we come back to Octoparse, I only have access to the employment type for that one. So if I want to extract all the 4 elements, it's better for me to extract these elements by writing an Xpath. I've already prepared the Xpath for you, and they all have the same structure. Here is the Xpath related to the seniority level. So I'm going to extract 4 new columns, and I simply change the Xpath. Just like this, we've got an empty cell, which is totally okay. It means that in our case, there is no seniority level. I think I will purge the Xpath in the comments, so don't hesitate to check it out. I will modify the Xpath and I will get back to you in a few seconds.
You lost another one.
We are good now. I just need to click on Extract Data 1 to go to Option and to add a waiting time. I advise you to set up a waiting time of 10 seconds because if the waiting time is too low, like 2 or 3 seconds, there might be a risk that LinkedIn asks you to log in. And if you want to scrape things on LinkedIn, you should never, ever, ever log in. So 10 seconds sounds good for me. I click on Apply, then I save my task, I run my task, and I click on Run on your device. I've just stopped my task after extracting around 600 lines. I export the data in an Excel format. And here is what your result should look like. Hope my video got your confusion cleared away. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos regarding Octoparse and web scraping. We will always keep you updated.